Hi everybody, welcome to my 1K celebration video! There you go. That was me making some celebration music. There you go. So really quick, let me just outline what this video is going to be. First and foremost, it's a Q&A. I'll be answering a bunch of questions. It's going to be pretty boring. No script, it's just me sitting down answering questions and a bunch of other stuff. Some more behind the scenes things. And that's it. It could be a very boring video. If you've already clicked off because it sounds boring, I completely understand. Usually these videos, from what I can see on anybody who does this, like videos on YouTube, usually when they make videos like this, they don't really get views. It's usually for people who are curious. So if you're here and you're watching, you're curious. And thank you. So there you go. It's a Q&A video, and the background footage is The Witcher. It's me playing The Witcher. It's completely unedited, me starting and playing The Witcher. Maybe that's boring, but I didn't know what else to put there. It was either going to be that, or me mowing lawns in Lawnmower Simulator. So first, let me say, thank you. I know it's probably, overdone, the thank yous and stuff, but honestly, thank you. Thank you very much. If you have liked any of my videos, if you have watched any of my videos, if you have commented, or if you're one of the 4 people so far who have joined the joining, the great joining, the like-in colony, the join button thing, thank you even more, I guess. Money is tight these days, so the fact that you decided to chip in and help the channel out, that's insane to me. So thank you very much. But thank you for allowing me to be here today and come this far. I know maybe 1,000 isn't a lot of people, but to me it is. I know a lot of people have said this before, I genuinely never thought I'd ever even remotely get close to 1,000 subscribers. I think it's like 1,074 right now, people. So, thank you very much. I truly, honestly thought I would only ever have like 10 people following me, and maybe, I don't know, 15 views per video maximum. Like, if I got 15 views on a video, that's me like celebrating and getting like pizza. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, yeah, I never thought I'd make it this far, and I thank you. I thank you from the very bottom of my heart and my soul. It means the absolute world to me that you spend any amount of time watching my videos, and especially commenting and liking them and all that stuff. Knowing that I've earned that, it really warms my heart. The fact that you've taken some of your precious time to sit down and watch a video and hopefully be entertained by it, and then saying, you know what, this guy actually does earn a little like or whatever, that it means the world. So thank you very, very, very much. Very much. It blows my mind, and honestly I wish this video could be something even better than what it is, but even as the numbers were creeping up higher to 1,000, I still didn't think I'd reach 1,000. That's how, I guess, little faith I have in myself. I just didn't think it would happen. You know, I thought like overnight, like 200 people would just vanish. You know what I mean? Like, oh, do you know what? Screw this. I'm out of here. I didn't like the fact that he uses that font. Get out of here. I'm done. I don't know. So thank you very much. It means the world. It really does. I making the videos, putting them, like editing them, uploading them. The entire time I'm sitting there thinking to myself, this is the one. You know what I mean? Like Fallout 4, for example. I genuinely had no idea how people felt about Fallout 4, but in some ways I felt like that was my most negative video, if that makes sense. Like when I was talking about the DLCs and I said, oh, it's like cut content, I was like, oh no, I sound like a crazy person, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like I felt like I was really negative in that video, and I thought to myself, this is the one. This is it. This is the one everybody hates me for and leaves. You know what I mean? Every video, I go through the same experience every video. I think to myself, this is it. I'm done. You know what I mean? Like, even if I sit there and I love the game and I praise the game, I think to myself, that's it. People are going to hate me. But thank you very much. Thanks for sitting down. Thank you. I know I'm rambling, and I'll stop now, but thank you. Seriously. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me start with the questions. You know, by the way, before I this video is going to be long, as you could probably tell, and it's not going to have much editing. It's literally just going to be The Witcher in the background. It's just going to be unedited Witcher footage that from me playing it for the first time here for the videos. But it's just going to be that in the background. But think of this video as more of an audiobook. So just put this on in the background, go play a game, go sit down. It's not much to watch. I don't think there'll be much editing in this one. It's just like a laid back, like just chill. We're just chilling here. I'm ranting and you're listening. There you go. I'm like a radio show, you know? There you go. 102.7, like in FM. The only station that you can listen to that makes you scream, heck yeah, I'm liking it. Or I can't believe this. I can't believe you've done this. Anyway, there you go. So think of it as an audiobook. Audiobook? Yeah, audiobook. Go play a game. Go play The Witcher. Play The Witcher with me. Okay, anyway, that's it. Okay, on with the show. So, Amelia's question is, well, it was actually a suggestion for this video. It was a suggestion to break down my video making process, how I go about making these videos. I didn't know if anyone would like that, so I didn't do it, obviously. Instead, I went with a boring Q&A with minimal editing and unedited Witcher footage in the background. I thought people would like that more. What was I thinking? Man, I'm dumb. Anyway, that's an easy question. Long, but an easy question. The truth is, well, first I start out with picking a game, and that's the most important part. I have to make sure that the game I pick is a game I actually want to play. I don't want to, like, chase the trends around. I don't want to, although that said, I tried to do that with Starfield, but that was just like a coincidence, you know. Like I started out with the Elder Scrolls, I did Fallout, and then Starfield came out, and that one was just a coincidence. I swear it was just a coincidence. But I still wanted to get it out since everyone was going to be talking about it anyways. I didn't think, strike where the iron's hot sort of a deal. But anyway, I don't want to, try to, it's probably the dumbest idea, like to not chase the trends or whatever, but I don't care. I don't care. If I'm not having fun, what's the point in doing any of this? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, first I have to pick the game. And it has to be a game I want to play. I have to want to play it. Because if I don't, I feel like I should just give up. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not going into this with full confidence, a desire to want to play the particular game, then I'm already going in with the wrong mindset. If I go in, like, thinking to myself, I don't want to play this game, I really just don't want to, then as I'm playing it, things that would normally not bother me would start to bother me because I'm already, like, annoyed. Does that make sense at all whatsoever? I hope that makes sense. But anyway, once I've picked the game I want to do, it has to fall into one of two categories. Is it a game in a series, or is it a game that can be stood on its own, a standalone? If it's a game in a series or a franchise, I try to bundle those together. So, again, for example, the Elder Scrolls. I went with the mainline series, Arena, Daggerfall, Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, and I tried to keep those together. I know that there is spin-offs or whatever. I know that there's, the other games in the series. I know that there's other ones in there, and I didn't get to them, but I will eventually. I really will. Like, I know I got this huge list. That's annoying as well. But anyway, if it's in a series, I try to bundle it together. If it's not, I'll use it as a palate cleanser, so to speak. So after a series, for example, after The Elder Scrolls, I put out Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, and that was the palate cleanser between Fallout. And usually what I'll try to do with those is just put in games that would normally not be in a franchise, like this one, or like this video, or Brotato, which is the next one, and I'll get to the rest later. But once I've picked my game, I play through it as I normally would. Like, I'm not trying to do cool footage, I'm not trying to do anything, I'm just playing the game as I normally would, so I can get the true, authentic experience. And I try to keep the games as close to their original default release as possible. It's why I didn't add mods to Fallout. And I know, if you've been following me this far, you already know how I feel about mods and so on and so forth. But I will be trying to get better with that, because Fallout New Vegas was an eye-opening experience. But once I've picked the game, I then move on to... while I'm playing the game, I write down little notes to myself. Anything that I think is funny, or any question I have that I may want to answer myself later. And I genuinely, when I'm trying to write these things, I also try to tell myself stories, so I can sort of have an idea of how I want to tell you the story of the main game, or whatever. So that's what I try to do. And once all that's done, I take it into the script writing phase. In the script writing phase, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. I scrub through the video footage, write the main story, then I do my thoughts on the story, and then I do gameplay, and my thoughts on the gameplay, and then my thoughts overall. And the script writing process is usually the longest thing. It's usually the longest part of it. It can take like a week or more. And that's just because of time. It's just time constraints and how slow and terrible I am at writing. And I also have my wife proofread it. She goes through it and checks to see if I've made any like big spelling errors, or if I'm rambling too much, or didn't explain something too well. So there you go. That's once that's done, I then go on to the voice over, I guess, which is kind of the longest part. It's the most time. Well, it takes more time than most people might think. You might think, using Fallout 4 as an example, which I'll be using a lot of, by the way, it's a 4-hour video, right? So you might think it just took me 4 hours, but it didn't. It actually probably took me closer to 9 hours to actually do all of that voice recording. And that's because I screw things up, or stumble over my words and things like that. So usually if I was like reading the script, I'd be like, oh, and then I went into Diamond City, and then I met up with Pippa, and then I'm like, oops, I can't say that, then go back and do it again, and then screw it up again. I usually don't put those line flubs in, because it's not fun, it's not funny. If I just screw up a line, I cut it right out, right there and then it's gone. And then I redo the whole line. And I usually do it the sentence over again. So sometimes you might hear the voice inconsistencies. I don't know. But after that, once that's done, I then move on to video editing, where I compile all the videos into one and create a semblance of structure. Something like that. Yeah, that's usually what I do. And oddly enough, this is the easiest part for me to do. I don't know why. You'd think like editing a video would be difficult, but for me, it's not. I actually find it quite easy. Easy. Yeah, I find it easy. And a fun fact about the video editing, I know it's probably completely obvious, but I actually I don't know anything about video editing. Going back to Arena, that was the first thing I ever edited in a video editing program. Everything I've learned so far has been completely, for the most part, self-taught, trial and error, just things like that. So I've never done any editing before, ever. And while that might be completely obvious, but I don't mind it, if I'm completely honest. I like the way it is. I like that jankiness, because to me, all the little line flubs, all the little incorrect editing or whatever, I just feel like it gives it personality. You know, everything is so, you know, shined to a polish on YouTube now. I don't know, like, it's all very professional, all very whatever. I just don't like that. And truth be told, I don't think I could ever do it. And if I did, it would be me paying somebody to do it. But I don't want that to happen. I want to do my own editing. I want it to be janky. I want it to be weird. I want, like, everything. I want it to be the way it is. And honestly, the only hard part of editing for me is audio. That's the hardest part. Like, I have a really hard time making audio go up or down, or getting it to the correct levels, or knowing when to raise the volume higher or lower. And that's been a constant struggle for me, the audio in video editing. Because I never know how high I should have the background music. I don't know if I'm too loud, if I'm too soft. I don't know. I just try to eyeball it, so to speak. Play it by ear, so to speak. That's what I try to do. So yeah, I also do a lot of audio popping, which is when I, you know, speak into the microphone and it makes like that pop sound. I probably need like an audio, not an audio, like a cover or something. I don't know. Eventually I'll get that, but I apologize for that in advance. But that's the video editing process. Then I render it down and upload it to YouTube. And once it's uploaded to YouTube, that's it. It's out of my hands. It's out of my control. I usually don't sleep that night. So there you go. If you see a video of mine go up, and you don't know what comment to leave, and it looks like it's only been up for about an hour or two or whatever, feel free to leave a comment that says "go to sleep." Because truth be told, I don't sleep when a video goes up. I have a really tough time with it, because I just sit there being like, oh god, what if nobody likes it? What if I've upset somebody? What if it's gonna be a disaster? Everyone's gonna hate me. Every time I upload a video, that's what's happening. That's what's happening. But yeah, that's the video editing process. I also try to maintain entertainment. I want to entertain. I don't want to bore people. I try not to. I try to be as interesting as possible, because that's the whole point of a video. It's meant to be entertaining. Not a snore fest, you know what I mean? And yeah, I just do my best. I try to be honest, and yeah, that's it. That's the video editing process. Amelia also asked the second question, which was pineapple on pizza, yes or no? Without starting a fight, no, I don't like pineapple on pizza. It's not that I don't not like pineapple. I actually like pineapple. In fact, pineapple juice is my favorite juice. So there you go. I love pineapple juice. If you want to know my particular favorite pineapple juice, if you really want to, like, you know, get intimate here, if you really want to get intimate, my favorite pineapple juice it's from a store in America called Trader Joe's. It's like if I can find a picture of it, I'll put it up on screen, but I don't know if I'll find a picture of it. It's like in this small bottle. There's not much of it, but that one's my favorite. It's like almost like pure pineapple juice concentrate. It's beautiful. Yum yum. That's my favorite, but I just don't like pineapple on pizza. I grew up in a house that did like pineapple on pizza. Like, every time we got every time we got pizza, there would be pineapple on it. It would be called Hawaiian pizza. So that's what we would get. I didn't like it. I always had to pick it off, but even then, all the juices were already baked in, and it was a whole thing, and yeah. I just don't like pineapple on pizza, but if you do, hey, man, no shade to you. However, what I will say is this. I know everybody fights over pineapple on pizza, but what I never hear is other weird things on pizza. I have seen people eat, like, peas, corn and peas on pizza. I've seen people eat tuna fish on pizza. I've seen people eat other weird things on pizza. Like, everyone talks about pineapple on pizza, but I really want to shine a light on all the other weird stuff. I want to shine light on that. Let's start a conversation about that. But there you go. Yeah, pineapple on pizza, yes or no? No, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. If you want to know what I like, I just like a plain extra pepperoni pizza. That's it. Extra pepperoni, cheese. That's it. And when I want to get wild, I add diced. It has to be diced. I'm really particular about that. If it's sliced Julian style, I don't like it. I like diced up onions and bell peppers, or capsicums, depending on where you're from. Or maybe you call it something else, I don't know. But there you go. That's me getting crazy. That's me getting crazy with it. Yeah, but there you go. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no? No. Okay, question done. Next question. Actually, well, it was a series of questions. People wanted to hear outtakes. People wanted to hear the outtakes. I got some good news and I got some bad news for you. Bad news is I ain't got 8 outtakes to show you. The good news is you've already heard them. All the outtakes, the funny ones, they're in the videos. I like them in there. I think it adds personality. Just like the jank and me screwing up words and stuff. It's personality, man. That's what sets me apart. Everybody wants to be like, professionals. Me? Nah. No way. I want my videos to have warts and all. Outtakes. Throw them in. Stir it up into a big pot. And that's how you make a Lycan video. Yeah, like all the ones you know and love. Ebel, that was an outtake. Let me think. I don't remember anymore. I can't remember. Skyrim's the running through the fog screaming. That was me just making that story up on the spot. I like that one. Every time I think about it, I just think about like a guy just running stark naked through like a fog, screaming his head off, shouting in the fog. That one's an outtake. In the Morrowind video, the Silt Strider sounds, that was an outtake. That was just me being silly and then just leaving it in. What else was an outtake? Oh, a Nillik, that one. Nillik Valentine, that one was an outtake. What you heard in that video was my genuine reaction. What the hell is a Nillik? that's an outtake. A lot of that stuff is just left in. I think it's funny. If I think it's funny, I leave it in. And there you go. It's an outtake. So there you go. Next question is from Harduncan Chud. I hope I got that right. Who suggested I play through a bad game or one I hate for this video, or just a celebration video milestone in general. I didn't do that, obviously, but I will talk about bad games or ones I hate. I don't actually... I looked through my Steam and GOG library to look for games that I don't like or ones I hate, and I don't have any, because I realize I either just play it, feel I don't like it, and try to return it, or I just never play it again. And usually I return it, so I don't have them around. And off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you games I don't like. I genuinely just try to forget them. But what I did find, however, was a game called The Wayfinders. Hang on, you're about to hear my mouse click. I just want to make sure I'm checking this in real time. This is live footage right here, right now. Whoa, exciting stuff. I'm scrolling down. If you really need to know, I'm scrolling. Like if you like hearing like the audio book version of this, you can hear me do it live. I'm scrolling down. Yep, here it is. It's called The Waylanders. I'll put it up on screen if I can. It's called The Waylanders. Let me go to the store Steam page. It's mixed. Okay, it's got 347 reviews and mixed. 49% is positive. If you like The Waylanders and you've just become madly offensed to what I just said, know that I don't do it out of like hate or spite. I just couldn't get behind it. I bought it way back when it was in its like alpha early access thing, because they were like, it's made by the people who made Dragon Age, and I was like, whoa, you know, like I got really excited, and I was like, oh man, yeah, totally. And so I picked it up, I supported it, I played it, but it wasn't working, so I just waited until its full release. And then it came out, I played it again, but it was just buggy, man. It was buggy, and I didn't like the writing, and I was going to return it, but I'd already played it for 3 hours and 20 minutes. And that was long enough for me to get a bug that was game breaking, and that was enough for me just to be like, no, I'm done. I'm done with this. So there you go. I'll make a video about it eventually. It's on my list. It is on the list. But yeah, I don't like that game. As for games bad ones that I could play for fun, well, that one's a tricky one, because I bought a game recently. It's that new Saints Row one, the newest one, the Saints Row Reboot 2022 or whatever it was. I picked that up. It's on Steam. I picked it up for like $12, I think it was. Something like that. I picked it up because I know I want to review Saints Row eventually. But I thought, well, it's $12, I'll just pick it up so I have it when the time comes. But all I have ever heard about that game is it is bad. It's just bad. All the people I personally know have told me not to play it. It's bad. It's like a spit in the face for Saints Row fans, whether you liked the older ones or the newer ones. It's just a spit in the face to everybody. That's all I ever heard. I don't know if it's true, but I want to make up my own opinion on it, and that's why I picked it up. So, is it a bad game? I don't know. It could be. Who knows? Maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll play through it together. Maybe I could do it on a live stream or something, and we can all just sit down and have a laugh together. I don't know. If that sounds interesting to you, you let me know. You just let me know. And then maybe we'll do it. Maybe there could be more live streams in the future. Who knows? Maybe I'll get on Twitch and do some live streams. Who knows? Anyway, there you go. That was playthrough of games I hate. Question. Now, the next question I got was from Hunter Cleveland, who asked how I'd rank the Bethesda games. Now, I've given this one some thought. I have given this one some thought, but ultimately I came up to the answer of I can't answer this question. It's a tough one. If you ask me what my like favorite games of all time are, or you know, like what my favorite game is, or you know whatever, I struggle with that question. I really do, because it all comes down to the moment. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could say I don't like playing. I'm just looking over at my Steam now. Orcs Must Die. I could say I like Orcs Must Die. I like all the Orcs Must Die. Orcs Must Die 1, 2, and 3. I like them all. But if you ask me to rank those from best to worst, I couldn't do it, because each one is just different enough for me to be like, okay, I don't want to worry about all the mechanics of the third game. I'll go back to the third. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't do it, and I just can't answer the question. I know that's a cop-out answer, but there you go. Yeah, I can't rank them. I'm sorry, Hunter. I know you're probably like screaming and shouting and just like took off all your damn clothes and just jumped out a window, and you're currently running down the street, screaming your head off, screaming, "He won't answer the question. He won't answer the question." If that's happening right now, I apologize. I truly do. Next question. Viraxino? No. I'm sorry, I screwed that name up. Virax Iana? I don't know. Look, if I've screwed that name up, which I absolutely 100% did, think of it as a badge of honor. I can barely read. That's the truth, actually. I can barely read, and I have a hard time with fantasy names and stuff, so if I screwed it up, like I said, I apologize. Take it like a badge of honor. If you trust me, if you put that on a job resume, you'll get hired. Trust me. Like, you could get hired as a heart surgeon on just that alone. Like, seriously, you could have no qualifications, and then you could be there at the job interview and say, hey, I'd like to, get the job for an open heart surgery surgeon, and they'll say, what are your qualifications? And you'll say, I worked at a McDonald's once, and while I was working, I watched open heart surgery videos, and they'll say, yeah, that doesn't quite cut it, but do you have anything else? And then you can say, well, I had my username screwed up by liking on the internet of YouTube's, and they'll be like, oh, you should have started with that. In fact, not only are you hired, you're getting a raise right now. In fact, you can have my office right now. Welcome aboard. It's just that great. Anyway, the question was, what do I think each Fallout game did best? That's a good question. A tricky one, but a good one. I think, again, this is all off the top of my head, so I'll probably be sleeping tonight, wake up to go to the bathroom, and just be like, oh, I should have said that, But I'll say that Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, since they're practically the same game, like, for real. It's just, I think they nailed atmosphere the best. I really, truly do. I think they nailed atmosphere hands down. And yeah. And you know what? That could just come down to imagination. The way the game looks, you're kind of forced to use your imagination a little bit. But actually, and speaking of digressing a little, I feel like that's something we've lost as games have gotten better over the years. The power of imagination. Like, back when you were playing Fallout, you had to imagine what was really going on out in the wasteland. Like, oh, what are these people doing? And, how do these, like, stuff like that. You had to imagine. But now, if you're walking through, like, a Fallout game, like Fallout 4, and you sit there and you're like, oh, I wonder what's over in that ditch, and then you just walk over there and see. Do you know what I mean? Like, if that was like top-down perspective, you wouldn't see the ditch or whatever. You just have to use your imagination, I don't know. Like, anyway, off topic. I think Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 nailed atmosphere. I think Fallout 3 nailed modernization of Fallout. I know that sounds weird, but I know a lot of games don't quite make the transition over to modern media very well. Like Sonic, for example. I always hear people say Sonic should have remained 2D and shouldn't have gone 3D. And I've heard people say the opposite of that. And, some games do make the transition really well, like Mario. Mario 64 was fantastic, It made it the transition from 2D platformer to 3D platformer, and it was fantastic, yeah, but going from what Fallout was to a first-person shooter on the PlayStation 3, at that time, I think it did that well. I don't think it nailed atmosphere too well. For me, it was a little too hopeful, a little too happy. Does that make sense? Like, it didn't quite feel like a wasteland. It looked like a wasteland, but it didn't quite feel like a wasteland. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Going from Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 to Fallout 3 is jarring. Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 have, like, a ton of, like drug abuse and prostitution and stuff like that, but in Fallout 3 it doesn't quite have that. They try to, like, gloss over that sort of... Do you know what I mean? Like, there is that stuff in there, but it's... I don't know. I don't know. I think Fallout 3 did that well. But Fallout New Vegas, I think it nailed the world. Like, truly nailed it. Like, Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, they've got the immersion, they've got all that stuff, it's nailed down. But Fallout New Vegas just takes it to a whole new level. It really does have that non-hopeful feeling. Do you know what I mean? Like, it has a lot of that, and I think it does it really well. And side quests as well. I do think New Vegas has the best side quests. And I said it in the video, it's sort of like when you meet Caesar's Legion, if that's the only time you interact with Caesar's Legion, you'll always see them as the bad guy. But if you do some of the side quests and listen to some of the people doing those things, you start to learn that the Caesar's Legion might not be so cut and dry. You know what I mean? It might not be so black and white. You know, there's a little gray in there, and they might not be the bad guys you think that they are. You know, I don't know. I think that's what Fallout New Vegas nails really well, and Fallout 4 I think just nails the combat. I guess I hear a lot of people hate Fallout 4's combat. I've looked into it since making it. I've heard a lot of people hate it. But I don't know how you'd make that better. Do you know what I mean? Like, people say it feels like Call of Duty, but I don't know what else it would feel like. I don't play a lot of first-person shooters, so maybe there's a better example out there. If there is, please tell me. But all I ever hear people say is, it needs better, it's got shit combat, and it needs better first-person shooter, and then they don't elaborate what could do it better. But I think it does bring Fallout again into a more modern age. Still doesn't quite have that Fallout feel, but it's still a good one. It definitely doesn't nail the story, but I think I don't know, combat, I guess. I don't know. I don't think we'll ever see a top-down isometric turn-based Fallout ever again. I just don't think we'll ever see it. I'd love to see it. I definitely love to see it, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. So I'm sort of just like coping, I guess is the best way to describe it. I don't know. Maybe I just like upset everybody. I don't know. Let me, I tell you what, let me turn that question around on each one of you. Okay. That's your assignment for this video. You tell me what you think each Fallout game did best. And actually, while you're at it, extra points to anybody who wants to add in the Elder Scrolls series. What did you think each one did there? Be honest, and nobody pick on anybody. if I see one of you down there. But yeah, there you go. Next question is Family Dog. Family Dog asked which I'd rather fight: 1 Brahmin-sized bloatfly or 100 bloat-fly-sized Brahmin. The answer? 1 Brahmin-sized bloatfly, because I just absolutely think that would be hilarious to see. Like mad Brahmin disease. Do you know what I mean? Like they're just running towards you like stark-raved lunatics, just you know, just running along on tiny little legs. You know what I mean? I think that would just be absolutely hilarious to see. And if there's a mod for Fallout 4 to do that, I will absolutely do that. Or if there's like a if there's a command console thing for that, I'll absolutely do it for my Fallout 4 modded review. Definitely. I think that would just be absolutely hilarious, like seeing like 10 of the little guys running towards you at top speed, but their top speed isn't very fast. You know what I mean? I think that'd just be absolutely hilarious. Also, Family Dog didn't ask this, but it made me think of this, so I'm just gonna add it here. It's cut content in my videos. If you've ever been curious to know if there's, like, if you watch one of my videos and go, oh, he didn't talk about, I don't know, you know, the romance mechanic in Fallout 2. Did he actually lay with the farmer's daughter? Did he get caught? Did he not? What happened? What's going on there? If you want to know a lot of that stuff, it doesn't make it into my videos. That's just the truth. It just doesn't. I never find a place to put it. I never find a way to make it interesting, so I just sort of cut it. A lot of stuff is left on the quote-unquote cutting room floor, you know what I mean? Like, I just, yeah, like Fallout 4 as an example. I didn't add in, and Family Dog reminded me of this. It was in Far Harbor. I wanted to talk about the new enemies, like in particular the hermit crab enemy in Far Harbor. Oh man, that was so awesome. Absolutely scared the heck out of me when I first saw it, but it was incredible. I wish I had the footage. I don't have it anymore because my computer died, but it scared me, like truly. You can see the whole screen shake and stuff like that. It was great. Scared the crap out of me. Great. I loved that enemy. I wish they would add more enemies into Fallout. Like, if I had to say Fallout was lacking something, it's enemy variety. If you go back and like look at all the old games, there's plenty of cool stuff in there to see. And I remember Fallout 76 doing this, like adding in some really interesting, fun enemies, like the bat or whatever the heck it was, like the big bat. I don't really remember, but there was like a big bat in there, and there was something else as well. What was it? I can't remember. I liked the enemy variety in the DLCs. There was a few things I just didn't add in, like all the mannequins everywhere. That one was weird. Yeah, there's a lot of things I didn't add. There's a lot of stuff I don't put in the videos, and it sucks, but it is what it is. And yeah, maybe I could make like compile them all, or I don't know, maybe I should make like a series overview. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm still learning as I go. You have to tell me what you like. Anyway, moving on. Guitar Dog now, not Family Dog. This dog has learned to play a guitar, so this one doesn't have a family. This one is just, doing mariachi music, just, this one is playing the guitar really well, who's that guitar guy? Santana. Is Santana? Oh god, I can't remember his name. Anyway, this Guitar Dog asks, what is my favorite RPG series? Now, later on, Guitar Dog also asked, is Dragon Age my favorite series? So, I'm gonna change these questions just a little tiny bit. I'll ask, what's my favorite RPG? Okay? If that's the question, I'll probably have to say Dragon Age. Truly. I really do like Dragon Age. I know it's flawed. I really do. I know it looks bad now. It does have flaws in the combat. There's a lot of things to fix in Fallout. There's a lot of things to fix in Dragon Age Origins, but there's a lot to love as well. And I think all the bad in Dragon Age Origins, just all the good outweighs it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I really do love that game, and I won't go into details because I am going to review the series. It's after The Witcher, in fact. So it's coming up. It'll be in a few months, so it will be out, and I'll talk about it then. But just to quickly answer, Dragon Age Origins is my favorite RPG, probably. Probably. The next question from Guitar Dog was, are you a Fallout or Elder Scrolls guy? The answer is Elder Scrolls, and it's not because, one game has better games than the other, or, whatever, one franchise, sorry. It's nothing to do with any of that. It literally just boils down to, I like fantasy. That's it. I like fantasy over post-apocalyptic stuff. That's it. That's as simple as it is. I like swords and magic and not shotguns and Psycho. Although Jet I like. In fact, shall I do a quick hit of Jet live? Once again, we're going live. You ready? Listen, you ready? I don't know if you can hear it. Ready?
Man, all right. Now we're talking. Let's answer some questions. Okay, are you a Fallout or Elder Scrolls guy? I'm a Jet guy, man. I'm a Jet guy.
No, I just like magic and fantasy. That's it. That's all it boils down to. Nothing malicious. That's it. Is Dragon Age my favorite series? Okay, I'm gonna answer this one as it's asked. Is Dragon Age my favorite series? No, it isn't. And kind of going into spoilers, I don't quite think any of the Dragon Age games live up to Dragon Age Origins. I kind of feel like it gets a little bit... what's the right... off the rails? That might be the best way to describe that. I don't know. That's how I remember it, though. I haven't played Dragon Age or any of their sequels, like Dragon Age 2 or Inquisition. Haven't played any of those games. In fact, let me just bring up Steam again. Last time I played Inquisition, the last time I played it was when it was released. I don't know the release date. I'll put it up on screen now. That's the release date. But I haven't played it since then. Because I was able to beat the game, but as I was playing it after, it broke, and I just never returned to it. I haven't played any of the DLCs, but sadly, it's been spoiled for me. But I haven't played Dragon Age 2. How do you spell Dragon Age? Dragon Age 2. I haven't played Dragon Age 2 since... it doesn't say. I haven't played it on Steam, apparently. Probably 2018, 17, something like that. It's been a long time. I played it on PlayStation 3, where I tried to platinum it for it, and I did do it, by the way. And then I lost it all. I had to switch my account when I moved overseas. But anyway, Dragon Age, it's not my favorite RPG series or my favorite series. It's just as simple as that. I'll talk about it later. Maybe my thoughts have changed. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But there you go. And the final question from Guitar Dog was, did you play Chrono Trigger as a kid and fall in love? Answer, yes and no. The yes is I did play Chrono Trigger as a kid. I played it at my cousin's house, and he wouldn't let me play. Because, and I'm not kidding, I was poor. My cousins were rich, like, we're talking millionaire rich. They were rich. And he didn't want my grubby hands touching the controller, so it's as simple as that. But I did watch him play some Chrono Trigger. I never saw the ending. I still don't know the ending. But I did like what I saw. And did I fall in love with it? I liked what I saw. But I've never played Chrono Trigger ever since. As the years have gone on, I just haven't been able to find it. And only very recently, in fact, I found it on Steam. I don't know if it's a good version or not, but that will be the version I will be playing on Steam. Because I found it on just the last summer sale, the one that just ended. Well, I say just ended. It was like a few months ago or whatever. But I saw it then. I was going to pick it up. I think it was like $8 or something like that. I was going to pick it up, but I just didn't have any money. I ran out of money. So I didn't buy it. But I will pick it up, I will play it, and I will review it, and I will review Chrono Cross as well, if I can find that one. As well. If it's on Steam, even... You know what? Let's once again go live over to Steam. Over to Steam. Here we go. Let's check. You ready? Let everybody do a drum roll. You ready? Hang on. Chrono Cross. Possibly. It is here. Chrono Cross: The Radical Dreamers Edition. I don't know if that's Chrono Cross. Okay, here, I'm reading this live. Chrono Cross: The Radical Dreamers Edition is a remaster of Chrono Cross. So there you go. I can play both of them on Steam once it goes on sale. I don't have money. I am poor. Anyway, but there you go. I hope that answered your question. Next question is Place Duchant. I hope, is that right? Do chat. I don't know. I apologize. You son of a... I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name. I promise I don't have any malicious intentions. The question was, how I met my wife. That one's easy. It's not personal. It's easy. And what games we play together. I met my wife in 2017. No, 2007. Whoops. I met my wife in 2007. We got married in 2012, and we've been married ever since. And that's how I met my wife. No, I met her on the internet. We were friends for a long time after meeting. We had a lot in common, and romantic feelings happened, and then we just decided to get married. It was literally, we were like, hey, you like me? And I like you, let's just get married. And I'm not kidding, that's exactly how it went. That was it. That was it, done. And then I moved to America, and I've had a fantastic life ever since. I'm very happy, and yeah, there you go. I met my wife. What games we play together? We don't actually play any games together. She has her own type of games. I have my own type of games. She doesn't play too many games. I play a lot of games. A lot of games. Like a lot of games. Anything I can get my hands on, I will play. Doesn't matter what it is. I'll play it. I love video games. Video games is my passion. You can quote me on that. But anyway, we do play some games together. Like she likes to play Splatoon. I don't like to play Splatoon. She likes to play. I don't know. I don't know now. She likes to play a few games, but she's not really a heavy gamer. She likes to watch games. That's what she does. She'll watch me play games. But we played Genshin Impact. She likes Genshin Impact. I played a little bit of that with her. It wasn't really my cup of tea. I don't really like the gacha mechanics and gacha whatever. I don't really like any of that stuff. It rubs me the wrong way. But you know, I played that with her. We had some fun, and that's about it. Yeah, we're happy. Next question is from Federico Calvo. I hope I got that right. If I didn't, I apologize. I apologize. The question was, will Elliot become a co-star of the channel? I don't know who Elliot is. That could be a typo. It could be a typo. It was in my Fallout 4 video, so it could have been Steve. Steve will sadly not become a co-star of the channel, because I hate to break this to everybody, but brace yourselves. Steve was dead. He died. He was dead. He done died. He done died. It was heartbreaking when I found out. I thought it was strange that he wasn't drinking his Nuka-Cola, or, that he just wasn't breathing in general. It was very strange. I thought it was like some sort of like he was like taking an acting role very seriously or something. But no, he was dead. He was dead. How he kept moving from the places that I put him, I don't know. Maybe he's secretly a zombie. I don't know, but no. I don't know who Elliot is. Maybe that's, I don't know, like a reference to, I don't know. It could have been a joke I made up and I just forgot. Or it could be another YouTuber. I have no idea. I apologize. I'm sorry. Will Elliot become a co-star of the channel? No. Nah. Probably not. Sadly, the only person you'll probably ever hear me on, here on this channel is me. Lycan. There you go. Sorry. Next question. The FYC Foundation asked, what 3 games have the... Oh, actually, hold up. Let me back up a split second. I have to... there was something I had to answer with the Chrono Trigger thing. So, Guitar Dog, I have more to answer, and everybody else who's listening. I didn't play Chrono Trigger as a kid, but what I did play, I just thought about this, is my RPGs as a kid was Final Fantasy VIII. I know 7, yeah. But when I was a kid, I couldn't get past that first boss, and I rage quit. And I had to rent it as well, so it was like I couldn't... My parents wouldn't let me keep renting a game I couldn't beat so I played Final Fantasy VIII, and I will do a whole... Oh, heavens. I will do a whole Final Fantasy series thing, excluding... Was it Final Fantasy 11? the first online one. I don't even think that you can play that anymore, can you? I don't know. I won't be doing that one. I'll have to skip over it, but I could possibly do the other online one, the more modern one, Final Fantasy 15? 14? The new modern one, the new maybe, I don't know, maybe we could all play together. I have no idea. But I will eventually get around to Final Fantasy, the whole series. It's going to take me forever. But I will get around to it. But Final Fantasy VIII. I loved Final Fantasy VIII as a kid. I really did. I know a lot of people don't like it because of the junction system, but while I might not be able to read very well, take directions very well, think very well, write very well, I might not do a lot of things very well, but what I did do well was the junction system. I don't know why. I'm going to tell you this right now. The junction system in Final Fantasy VIII, at least the tutorial, that thing needs to be scrunched up in the garbage, thrown into the garbage, have that garbage can put into a bigger garbage can, and then thrown into a trash compactor, and then set that trash compactor on fire, and then launch its ashes into outer space. It's garbage. It's terrible. It's really bad. I learned more farting around with it as a kid than reading what it was trying to teach me. It's kind of like Caravan in, Fallout New Vegas. It's kind of like, you could look at a bunch of things, but then it just boils down to make number bigger than other number. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, the tutorial is just garbage. Maybe that's, I don't know, controversial. Maybe I just set everybody off. Now everybody's running through the streets naked. I don't know. But I liked Final Fantasy VIII as a kid. I didn't like the card game, though. I don't know why. I just didn't like it, which is weird because I would later grow to love card games. So, I don't know. Yeah, there you go. I liked Final Fantasy VIII. I really liked Final Fantasy VIII. And Final Fantasy VI as well, or Final Fantasy III, the Super Nintendo one. I liked that one a lot as well. That one was a good one. Yeah, so I like Final Fantasy VIII, and I also liked Grandia. I don't know if anybody knows that one. That was on PlayStation 1. It's on screen right now. I don't know if that cover is the one you saw it. I like it. I don't know many people who know it. I liked it a lot. I really did. And its sequel as well. I liked that one as well. There you go. Those were my RPGs as a kid. I played a lot of them, but those are the top ones off the top of my head. So there you go. Anyway, FYC Foundation asked, what 3 games have the most meaning to you personally and why? Right. Okay. I've thought about this. I've thought about this one, and I'm gonna cheat a little bit. The first game is actually going to be 3 games. And I'm sorry, I know I'm cheating, and you can call the cheat police, but you know what? I don't care. I will gladly go to cheat jail. Anyway, it's 3 games. They're point-and-click games. I don't know if you know what point-and-click games are. If you do, great. If you don't, great. But the first one is The Curse of Monkey Island. I love that one. All of these games are going to get their own videos, so I don't want to delve too deep into it, but The Curse of Monkey Island came at the right place at the right time. I played it as a demo a lot, and I loved that game. I loved everything about it. Everything, and I still play it to this day. It is probably one of my most replayed games ever. I play it anytime I feel down or sad or whatever. I just play that game, and it cheers me right up. I love it. I love the voice acting, everything about it. Everything. It's like Vampire the Masquerade for me. It's like one of those games where it probably has the flaws, but I just don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I just love it. The next one is Grim Fandango. Grim Fandango is another special game. It came at the right place at the right time. I played it a lot as a demo, much like Curse, and eventually I got it as a teenager. It's a fun story. 10 out of 10. Would listen again, but I'll save the story for the video so I don't spoil it. But I did get it as a teenager, and I loved the holy crap out of that game. It was just amazing. Truly amazing. I really, really loved Grim Fandango. And the last one is Discworld, which it's a very special game to me. That one is a very special game, and I don't know many people who have ever even heard of Discworld. And if they have, they only know the book series by Terry Pratchett. So that one was lent to me by the person who put a lot of games on my sister's computer. I've talked about him before. He lent that game to me. I really loved it. I'll save the story, but I really, really loved that game. And the sad part of that is I owned all of those games in their big box PC editions, with the Discworld with its CD, not the floppy disk. But I had them all in big box PC games, and sadly, like I think I talked about it in the Fallout 4 video, a hurricane went through and I lost a bunch of stuff. Those were sadly some of the casualties, and it truly breaks my heart, and I'm getting a little choked up thinking about it right now. Sorry. Yeah, I'll just move on. I'm too sad. The next one is those are my 3 in 1. So the next game that means a lot to me is Dragon Age Origins. Again, I won't go into it. I know that's a cop-out answer, but it means a lot to me. It came at the right place at the right time and was one of my first PlayStation 3 games that I ever played. And it was in this beaten-up box, much like Vampire the Masquerade was. The case was cracked. The manual, if it even had one, it was gone. The disc was scratched. It skipped. The paper, the sleeve that goes into the case was like water damaged, but I still loved it, man. It was great. I loved that game. Couldn't put it down. I loved it a lot, and I still love it to this day. And some of the memories I have are super strong. So, Dragon Age Origins is probably my next, and it has they have a lot of personality for me. I can't really go into the why of it because it kind of spoils it for the future videos, but yeah, you'll hear it eventually. You'll hear it all eventually. I also had a Discworld 2 and no, not 2. I didn't have 2. I've played a little bit of 2, but I've never actually finished Discworld 2. I'd love to have Discworld 2 and play it, and I will eventually. But I had Discworld Noir, the third one, the one that pretty much no one likes, but I like it. Yeah, I lost that in the hurricane as well, sadly. The heartbreaking thing is that a lot of them were like ripped up and damaged, and all the CDs were broken. Yeah, it was that. Yeah. Anyway, and the final game is The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask, not Ocarina of Time, not Link to the Past, not Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. It's Majora's Mask, and the why of this one is, I will eventually get into it, but this one kind of, it becomes, it's, I think it might help somebody listening right now. That game came to me as a teenager in a really tough time in my life. We had just moved. I had no friends. Not that I had any, but I had no friends. I was bullied, and I was in like a really, really dark place. I just wanted to crawl in a hole and die. I was just miserable and everything. And then my birthday came along. My parents got me that game, and I don't know why they picked it. I never mentioned it. I never did anything. They just bought it. And I don't know, call it fate, I guess, but like all of the rest of these games, it was just the right place at the right time. And I think it's sentimental value. That's what makes these games so special. Are they the best games in the world? No. But it's just sentimental. It's personal, you know? And that game came at the right time, and it taught me courage. It taught me courage, you know? Like, it told me that no matter how dark or down you are, no matter how impossible a task is, you can overcome it, no matter what. You just have to try. If you're pushed back, keep walking forward, no matter what. And it's courage that makes you do that. And that to me, to sit down and shake your head and say no is easy, but it takes a lot of courage to stand up and nod and press forward. And that game kind of taught me that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just hit me right. It just sucker punched me right. You know, it really meant something special to me. And that's what it is. It's just, Majora's Mask, it just does it for me. Maybe that's why I have the dun-dun thing. You know, actually, fun fact, that was just meant to be temporary. And then I left it in. And now I've just not been able to remove it. One day I'll get a better sound, but because everybody uses it, but anyway. Great game. I loved it. And it was sadly one of those casualties of the hurricane. One day I'd love to get like a mask, like a full-on life-size Majora's Mask. I'd love that. Or a Deku mask or something. That'd be great. Anyway, it taught me courage and is kind of the reason why I'm doing what I am doing now. It's just, I had a dream and I tried to achieve it. And, you know, here I am. So there you go. That was the FYC's foundation question. The last two questions are from Trung Ho, and I apologize if I got that wrong. Please don't hold it against me. But the first question was, what drives you into making long videos instead of shorter ones? That one is that's actually a kind of a boring answer. They just are what they are. Arena was actually meant to be far longer, but I got some feedback. People said they didn't like how long it was, and I don't know if you ever watched his videos before, but it was the Salt Factory. The Salt Factory tells his gameplay story as he's playing and will bring up issues as they arise. Some people don't like that because it seems unorganized and people find it really hard to follow. And that's originally how I was going to format Arena's video. But I got bad feedback on it, on the script, and from a lot of people, and I scrapped the whole idea. I redid it. Story was too long, so I shortened it, and it is what it is. But it's so short because there really is no story in Arena. It really is just go to place, get item, go to next place, get staff piece. Go to place, get item, go to next place, staff piece. And then every so often you'll just be told where to go. That's it. That's the story. Get the 8 staff pieces and save the day. That's it. There's nothing to tell. Daggerfall is short because I didn't get to finish it properly. But if I did, it probably would have added, like, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes, something like that. I don't know. I don't know how much longer I had left in the story. I don't know how much more I could have told. So there you go. The only reason they're longer over time is just because that's, you know, I write what I write. It is how long it is. I record what I record, and it is how long it is. And that's it. There is no deep mystery behind it. I make them as long as they need to be, and that's it. If I don't have anything to say, I won't say it. You know, it's just as simple as that. The second question was, how are you enjoying Starfield so far? Right. So the quick answer is I'm not at all. I don't have Starfield. I do, but I can't play it, which is heartbreaking. What you're about to see is, don't worry, it's no spoilers. It's just the first, you know, intro to Starfield. What you're about to see is the footage of that. Now, as you can see, the game looks fine, and it seems to run fine. I mean, I don't know how it looks for you, but this, right, what you're watching right now is pretty much every single setting turned off, and everything that can be set to low. So it's on its lowest settings possible. That's what you're witnessing right now. So if it looks weird to you, that's why. The game seems to run fine. As you can see, everyone seems to be talking fine, everything seems to be moving fine, everything seems to be fine. Now, what you're not going to see, because I'm going to just cut it out, is the crashes, the freezing, and the massive stuttering. That's because my computer can't play Starfield. Not properly, anyways. This is all I've been able to play, and I've played this introduction 3 times so far, and I can't get any further than this. In fact, what you're about to see is after the character creation of me finding... By the way, I found this preset character right here. Looks like Liu Kang from Mortal Kombat. I don't know why, but he just... For some reason, as soon as I saw this, it just popped into my head. I was like, oh man, that's just... That's Liu Kang. Maybe it's just because I finished watching Mortal Kombat, like the movie, the first one. I don't know. He just kind of looks like Robin Shou, I guess. He just looks like him. And that's what I kept. So when you do see Starfield, there you go. Spoiler alert. It'll be Liu Kang. But anyway, after that, you walk outside, and here it is. It doesn't look good, does it? Looks pretty bad. That's the moment I realized I don't think I can play Starfield, especially getting footage for it. So while I could probably play Starfield like this, I can't get footage for it. It crashes every time around about now. I can't get out into the world. That's as far as I've seen in Starfield. That's all I know of Starfield. I've been keeping myself in the dark about Starfield ever since its launch, but pretty much ever since it was ramping up to be released. It sucks. It really sucks. I can't play Starfield. I want to play Starfield. I don't know how people feel about it, but I want to play it. I really want to get my hands on it. It's all I've been thinking about, but my computer is dead, and it died right after, and I'm not even kidding you, it died right after I finished uploading the Fallout 4 video to YouTube. It just died. It was just done. The RAM fried. I thought it was the RAM at first, so I bought new stuff. That was an expensive mistake, but yeah, I got screwed over, and I have to deal with the computer. Thankfully, the parts that I do have, because I bought them through a website, like I bought them through a company. Thankfully, they were all covered by warranty. However, since I couldn't just send back each individual piece, they just told me to send back the entire computer, case and all. So I did, and I don't know what the problem is, and they said that they'll just figure it out for me and replace the part if it is broken. So hopefully they don't have to crash my computer. If they do, I lose everything, absolutely everything. But yeah, I won't be playing Starfield until I get that computer back. I'm thankful that they're able to do what they're gonna do, and that it's getting professional help. I mean, I can do it myself, no problem, but I just don't have the time and the money to like figure out what's wrong. And all the blue screens didn't help, because each blue screen was different. Each one was like it was just sort of like dominoes, you know what I mean? Like once the first one fell, they all started to fall, and everything was just breaking, and it was just then I couldn't boot it up anymore, and without parts to replace it, I couldn't tell what was wrong. Like I said, I thought it was the RAM, but that was not the problem. Anyway, I can't play Starfield. And that answers all of the questions. However, that ties into what is next after this video. And this video is just like a fun little video, probably no editing or minimal editing, with just boring background footage of me playing The Witcher, uncut and unedited in the background. So, if you've made it this far and you're curious to know what's next, that's what I have to talk to you about. I don't know. The next video out is Brotato. That's already done and ready to go. The only thing I'm waiting on is the release of this video, because I have to I just want to make sure I thank everybody who joins the great joining or whatever, the clan Lycanite or whatever it was I called it. Guitar Dog or Family Dog called it. I think it was Family Dog. 100% sure it was Family Dog. It was like the Lycan, no, like the Lycan colony, I think is what it was. I'll probably call it that, but I'll just steal that idea. Don't tell anybody. I just want to make sure that everybody is thanked. So I'll put it out like as soon as I'm ready to put it out. So, but that video is already edited. It's done. It's ready to go. It's pretty short. There you go. So that one's the next one. But after that, I don't know. And that's the honest truth. I do, as you can see, I started The Witcher, but this ties into how I make my video progress. I don't really want to play The Witcher. And it's not that I don't want to play it. I do want to play it. I do want to check it out. But because I have such a strong urge to play Starfield, that's all I can think about. That's the only game I want to play, like genuinely want to play. And while I can push that aside, I'm not I'm a big boy, I can handle it. But I don't want to like get halfway through the Witcher series and then get my computer back and then start playing Starfield. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to split my attention. I don't want to split my focus. And I want to get the series done in order. I don't want to put videos out between videos that aren't part of the series. You know what I mean? I want to get Witcher 1, 2, 3 done, and then palate cleanser, you know? Then Starfield or whatever. But I don't want to play The Witcher because I'm not sure when I'll be able to finish. I could get my computer back and have finished all of The Witcher 1, 2, and 3. Or I could get it back next week and only have finished The Witcher 1, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't know. So, I want to play, like, smaller games. Something just, like, short, easy, and just get it up. Like, not like a 50-hour epic RPG or something like that. I just want to find something that calls to me personally, that's something that I want to play, and then just make a video on that. You know what I mean? Like, Brotato is easy. Maybe I'll do the Super Mario Bros. 1993 film review. I do have all that stuff ready to go. Not the script. But all that stuff is ready to go, and yeah, so, yeah. I don't know what, the short answer is, I don't know what's next. After Brotato, I mean. I don't know what's next, so. And finally, this ties into one question that wasn't really a question, but it was a joke question, at least I think it was. Basically what I do with, because after you reach 1,000, you get monetized on YouTube. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about this, but you get monetized on YouTube, right? You get AdSense. I do mean sense. You get AdSense as people watch your videos, and that's fantastic. That's great, but it's not why I want to do this. But the point is, I get that now, and the question was what I would do with my bottle caps from the AdSense and the join button. And the truth is, it's a boring answer. The money goes right back into the channel, and that's the truth. I don't like talking about this stuff. I hate talking about this stuff. It feels too, like, beggy, you know what I mean? I just don't like, it makes me feel, blah, you know what I mean? Ugh, that's why I don't keep telling people, be like, hey, make sure to sub to my channel. You know what I mean? I don't like doing that. I want to earn that stuff. If I'm not earning it, I don't, you know what I mean? Yeah, anyway, it goes back into the channel. It goes back into purchasing games that I normally couldn't, like for the Saints Row thing, for example. The only way I know legitimately to play Saints Row is through purchasing an Xbox, which I don't have. So I'd have to purchase an Xbox and a Game Pass account to play Saints Row 1. And that's how I'd have to do that. So that's where the kind of like the bottle caps would go. It goes into that stuff. If I can't afford any of that stuff, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There's plenty of content. I have like a list with over like 100 games on it. And that's just the stuff I want to cover on the channel that I could think of. So don't feel bad if you can't join or you whatever. Look, hey, if you've got like ad blocker on and you're watching my stuff, hey man, I completely understand. For real. Are you kidding me? I completely understand. Don't feel bad for any of that stuff. It doesn't bother me. I feel, like I said, it makes me feel, ugh, you know what I mean? Ugh. But if you join up and you're curious to know where the money goes, that's where it goes. It goes into games. It goes back into the channel with games. Anything like I need to like pick up, like the Adobe Premiere, or maybe I need a better microphone, or if my computer dies, I can get stuff like that, or if my mouse breaks, or sadly, what's happening right now, my controller, that sucks as well. Great, now I'm thinking about that. I was in the middle of Code Vein, and then it broke, and then I lost the footage. This curse never ends. It never ends. Anyway, to get a new controller for my computer, stuff like that. It just goes into that crap. I don't like talking about it. It makes me feel yucky, but there you go. So that ties into the join. If you want to join, please do, but only if you feel like I've earned it. That's why it's called You've Earned It. If you feel like leaving a comment and a like, sharing. Does anybody share videos? Do people do that? I don't know. Anyway, it's not video. Stop rambling, Lycan. It's too long. It's already been an hour. But yeah, sharing all that stuff. Believe me when I say thank you, and that means the world. But if you feel like money is tight nowadays, but if you feel like you want to really contribute, really, really go above and beyond, really feel like I've earned it. Like, I mean, really, really feel like I've earned it. That's what the join button is for. And eventually I'll get like a Patreon or whatever, because I know some people can't do YouTube, or there's something else my wife was telling me. Ko-fi? Coffee? Is that what it's called? How you pronounce it? Whatever. There'll be options. It'll be there, but I don't know. Don't feel bad. Never feel bad. It's perfectly fine. But speaking of, that takes me into all of the lovely people who have signed up for the join button. And that currently is, in order of joining, Family Dog, Ben M, Anya the Khajiit. I hope I got that right. I always feel like I'm mispronouncing that one. And the new and improved, well, I say new and improved. The new joinee, the new person to go through the joining, David Welsh. So thank you very much. I'm not sure if any of you are watching this or made it this far, but thank you very much. And welcome in, David. Thank you very much for the help, my friend. That's beyond... Thanks can't even describe how I feel about that. So thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. And that's it. Okay, I'm going to wrap this one up. Sorry it was not the best. I'm sorry it was long. And yeah, so there you go. I'm wrapping it up. Thank you very much. I love you. I'm thankful to you. And believe me when I say you have made my dream come true. I mean that. I really, really do. It's not my... This 1K celebration thing... It's not my victory, it's yours. I wouldn't have made it without you. I couldn't have made it without you. It's you who chooses to watch my videos. It's you who chooses to like those videos and leave comments and constantly come back. It's you who chooses to do that. I'm just... Think of me as a French fry? Why was I thinking of French fries? Look, I just make these things. I just make them. I just put it out there, and I cross my fingers and hope that somebody out there will watch it and smile. I hope that I'm making an improvement on somebody's day, and that's all I do. It's you who does the heavy lifting. I couldn't do any of this without you. So thank you. Thank you very, 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 very much. You mean the world to me. You have made my dream come true, and the only thing I can ever promise to you is what I've already promised, that I will keep being honest. I will keep putting in as much effort as I do, and I will constantly try to get as many videos out as I can, as I possibly humanly can, within reason, or life's little, bumps and all that stuff slowing me down, and among other things, but I will always do it, and I will never put out half-assed videos, except for this one, which was kind of half-assed, but I wanted a more laid-back feeling video, more like like I said, an audiobook. This is more like an audiobook, just kind of like put it on in the background and play a game, not heavily edited or anything. So there you go. Thank you to everybody, and not just the people on the join button, but the Lycan colony. Not just the people in the Lycan colony, but everybody. And I thank you. I thank you. I wish I could find a word better than that. And all I can ever say is, you're all Venzo. You are absolutely all Venzo. Let nobody ever tell you different. You are Venzo. And with that said, peace out, pals.